Okay. So, a glorious group of adventurers has finally cleaned the tomb of any and all troublesome problems and things, and now, well, now you're going to get out of there, and I guess you basically have more questions than answers. But as things stands, you're pretty much standing in front of the tavern keeper, who's kind of, looking at you and pondering if you finally finished the job and if the cellar is now utterly clean and the crypt is squeaky clean too.
So I take a look around. I kind of cough into my hand a little, and I step in front of the group, and I say, "Sir, we have slain the rats, and we would like our payment."
Sure. So, if I'm not wrong, it was 100 gold coins each, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright. So, he pays each of you, and then he looks at you and goes, "So then, the problem is definitively solved, and there won't be any future troubles, correct?"
Well, you see, we
no
have
future
good news.
no future troubles. I just interrupt Ravi. I put my hand on his I put my hand in his mouth and I said, "Nope, there are absolutely no problems at all. None at all. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever."
Alright, well then I'm glad for that. So then, as I said before, my tavern, I'll be offering you room and board for the foreseeable month. So just make yourself comfortable, and if it's your first time in the city, maybe you should enjoy having a look around.
I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Ravi, come here for a second, and I
Yeah?
put my arm around him, and I put my head real close, and I start whispering to him in an Elvish. Don't say a fucking word about those cults. I swear to God, don't you say anything. You say nothing about what happened down there.
And then I just message him and I say, and what happens those murder hobos come out of the cellar and kill everyone here? Hmm?
They're not going to because they don't know that anyone is here. And they don't care that anyone's here. And if they did care and did know, then obviously the people here would be freaking out because they're clearly used to seeing the fucking cult robes that we're still wearing.
Yeah, point of order. The innkeeper hasn't said a single thing about you wearing the cult robes, so...
Right, that. I think we should remove them, just in case.
Right.
So...
First up, let's go to our rooms. We should probably get rid of the cult robes, or at the very least, clean ourselves up or something. And then we got to talk game plan, because we got a Tarrasque summoning cult to deal with, and I don't think this city has a very long lifespan.
Yeah, I think we just get double out of here, Let the heroes handle it.
Well, the tavern keeper anyway goes back to his counter and just plays with his snake while you're... well, he does show you your rules. They're a little bit down to the right, so... But
Oh, okay.
apart from that, he's like, well, enjoy your stay. But
Which one smells less like moss?
The one which smells like moss the most, well, this one, I guess, because it's one of the few without the bunk bed, so it's a bit of it on the cheap side, but it's a nice room anyway.
Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
So, anyway, I'll just move you lot to the city overview.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So, You are currently in the red sprayed circle on the lower side of the map.
Okay.
There's a bit of everything. There's the slum area, there's the local temple, there are the barracks, there's the keep surrounded by the barracks, noble quarters, and, usual stuff. There's the artisan sector, the gates, and whatnot. There's also a druid glade, just so you're...
Oh,
So.
great.
For the time being, I'll just be using this, so I know where you are. But it's my symbol, and it's there. So the party is currently at the Gentle Repose Inn. So if you're just staying there and discussing your plan of action, it's not a problem. If you want to go somewhere, just tell me.
Well, right now I'm looking at the map and I'm doing some quick math in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm remembering that we went underground and we went looking around for a while.
Yes.
Now, while we were underground, we encountered a guard
Yes.
on the other side of this pretty sprawling, large dungeon.
Yep.
So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, which one of these buildings is located on the other side of that?
It's kind of an easy guess, actually, because it's the temple. The area between the Gentle Repose and the temple, imagine it like a large sprawling cemetery. So, you are relatively sure that whatever second entrance there was from the crypt is on the side of the temple.
And the temple, for which god is it? Like
Well,
Alator, Elor?
it's actually just a temple. Like, it has Pharasma for the dead, but it also venerates lesser known deities. It's kind of it's there for the city, but it doesn't have a main god. But due to the large cemetery, Pharasma is pretty much kind of the boss deity of the temple. But still, it's not... the temple isn't actually dedicated to her as a deity. So there's importance, but it's not actually in her name.
Okay, so there is no important deity that is worshipped by the entire populace. Just
No, I mean it's a varied city, so you can there are people praying to Abadar, just as there may be some praying to somebody else. That's not a problem.
Right, the city doesn't have some official religion. It's
exactly. It's a bit of as long as they are not evil, so no, technically no praying to Rovagug or so on.
Or Sirik, I get it.
Yeah, so no praying to bad deities who want the death of everyone, but good ones, yeah, sure.
Okay.
We know that whoever's running that temple and whoever's running this cult doesn't know who we are, so we could visit the temple, scout it out, and see what the heck is going on. But that would require going through territory that is pretty clearly and obviously owned by these fucking cultists. And even if they don't know who we are, there might be someone who does. And I'm a little worried about that.
Well, you could disguise yourself, get information on the temple, and I can go to the barracks and find out who hired the mercenaries, because if they're paid, then someone hired them. It's a mercenary company.
Well, first of all, that would be splitting the party, and right now, we're the only ones who are actually able to look around. Everyone else is off doing their own thing, which is already pretty freaking terrifying. Okay, we gotta investigate the temple, but we also gotta investigate the barracks.
I have an idea. There was a wizard that helped us, I don't think you were there, who seemed to have a very good historical knowledge. He might be able to tell us some information.
That's a possibility.
I mean, is the wizard still here? I forgot to ask.
Let me have a quick look and I'll tell you. He is actually still in the tavern, so I'll move you back into the tavern. And he's right here.
Alright, Ravi, so you know this guy. you get to ask him. I'll just sort of sit over here on this chair and I'm gonna get high. And I just inhale, exhale, and wait for Ravi to work his magic.
Yeah, right. We leave the the racist high elf to talk to the puny human. What a glorious idea.
It's going to work really,
I mean,
really
you know
well.
him. I mean, you know him, he knows you. At this point, it's like open association, and if you really do fuck up, then I can just pretend I don't know you.
I love
Well,
you too, man.
on one side it's logical, on the other side I would run.
Okay,
So, anyway,
I guess, well, I guess I go and talk to the guy.
yeah. Do you see his name
Uh.
now? Because I put the nameplate on, so you remember who he is.
Lucas.
Yep. So, the wizard is still there at the table of a tavern, just reading his thick book of magic and kind of being absorbed by his thoughts. He doesn't notice you coming near him. So, what do you do?
Oh, first of all, do I recognize the title of the book?
It's one of those big, unwieldy tomes of magic that are kind of sold, not in some cheap library, but you can probably find a copy of it if you're willing to pay. So, kind of in the middle range.
Okay. So I greet him very awkwardly because I'm a high elf talking to a human.
So, he basically sigs really loudly, kind of like, why the hell do people bother me? He pulls down, he closes his book, looks up at you, and then goes, "Hello, what do you want now?"
I would like to ask some questions. I removed the symbol that I had from Shar. Do you recognize this?
It's the symbol of Shar, the deity of, that one, the Dark Lady, the Lady of Loss, the Night Singer, which rules over darkness, lost night, secrets, death, trickery. You know?
Alright, do you know if Hermit has any connection to Tarasks or the
Tarasks?
city?
No, why would anyone have any connection to Tarasks? I mean, who the hell would want a connection to a Tarask?
Thank you!
Great.
Like there's a thank you roll from the other side or whatever. So,
Alright, so I try to explain to him that basically we may or may not have found the cult of Shah cultists downstairs who may or may not be trying to summon a Tarask, and we kinda need information about the city.
I see, or I guess, or whatever. So, what do you want? I mean,
He thinks I'm crazy.
yeah, kind of. He's like, what?
Yeah, social graces is not one of Randila's strong skills.
I put on my concerned face, I take a deep breath, I stand up from my chair, and I just sort of walk over and I sit down next to Rabbi. I tell him, "You did good, man. You did your best. I'll Okay. There is a cult. We found them while we were beating up those rats, and they want to just summon a Tarask, drop it on the city, and kill everybody. And I think that you're probably one of the only people in this city at this very moment who can actually help us either stop that or get the hell out of here. So I don't really care which at this point, but I'm 90% sure you would.
I mean, I kind of understand where you're going with this, but at the same time, just who, right, of their minds would, like, I mean, I he's kind of trying to find words. I mean, it's not that he doesn't want to believe you, or that he wants to believe you. It's just imagine like you're drinking tea and somebody comes up to you and goes, "Look, there's shit going down. The world is in danger. We need your help." You know, it's kind of a why I was drinking tea. But
You don't even need to stop drinking tea. Now that you know that the entire city is most likely going to burst into flames and everybody in it is going to die, I'm just going to leave you with that knowledge while asking you, do you know a way for us to just just shooting the shit here? Would you happen to know a way to prevent a Tarask from destroying this city?
well, I guess I would have to. I mean, let's start from the beginning. How the fuck do you control a Tarask? Let's start with that.
You don't. The answer is you don't.
Then how do you awaken it? When
I remove one of the orbs with these.
so by removing, by using one of your orbs.
I remove it from basically my backpack.
Ah yeah. Ah, all right. He looks at it and goes, "But is it covered in blood or is it just me?"
Yes, we think they're trying to use them to summon. Apparently, it was an old legend that some heroes from long ago sealed the Tarask, and they had these orbs, and they tried to use them
Ah,
for
well,
something.
now we're getting somewhere. He pulls out a book from it's an history book from his backpack and goes, "Well, let's see what I find out about ancient heroes battling beasts of destruction, and then we'll go from there." All right. On one, he's got the advantage, so the first one is a 15 plus 5, 20. All right, yes. I know what we're talking about, finally. So, he flips through the pages of his book and turns towards you, showing a beautiful depiction of a scene you have actually already seen before on the painted murals in the crypt. It's the picture of a group of adventurers holding some spheres in their hands while they're looking onwards to this mighty beast which seems ready to swallow the world. And basically goes, yes, this is the tale, a bit of an old one actually, of a famous group of adventurers that began here in the city of Egladrill, who went on to become great heroes, and they actually, the legend says, they stopped a massive, dangerous beast from swallowing the world by putting it into a kind of charmed sleep of sorts for the centuries to come.
Yep, that sounds accurate.
And basically, the history book here says that they managed this feat because they gathered 4 primordial elements, because some scholars say that the Tarask is not actually the creation of a god, but actually a beast created by the primordial deities to bring the world back into the eternal chaos from which it was born. And so basically, they use these 4 elements and put the Tarask down to sleep.
What are these 4 elements? Fire, water, air.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, they say it should be the typical 4 elements, but I am reasonably sure it's nature, destruction. Then what? Just give me a moment. Nature, destruction, shadows, and light. Yep.
I see. And this sword, do you recognize any of these forces in it or something like that?
I have no idea. After all, if it's actually what you're talking about, I guess it would be more of a... I mean, I'm a wizard. Maybe you should talk with a priest or something like that. But you should be careful who you speak to. I mean...
Oh, why is that?
I mean, if what you're holding in your hand and showing off and talking with me in the middle of his inn is anything to go by, I guess that by the end of the day, you'll have a really big bounty on your head. I mean, if it's something so important and so powerful, if I were you, I'd start running.
Oh boy. And I would say the same courtesy because I don't want to get you caught up in our.
Ah, that's
mistake.
fine. If somebody comes asking, I'll just direct them to you. Like, with all the honesty of a wizard who doesn't give a shit.
Alright. I can kind of respect that. So I look around. Do I see any priestly looking people
Well, yeah,
looking at me?
there are the priests still standing by the table who basically gave you holy water, but they're like, yeah, no, never again.
Yeah, we kind of burned those bridges.
Yeah. Well,
But if you want to talk to priests, you could always go to the temple. Just be careful who you ask.
yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of understand.
Going to the temple would be a pretty bad idea at the moment. Nobody knows who we are yet.
Yeah.
I'd say that we save that last. You mentioned the barracks. It's
Well, yeah,
true.
the
If
barracks.
someone's gonna be
I mean,
hired.
but why would you go to the barracks? Like, you're speaking, Lucas the wizard is like, wait, there's a part of the conversation I'm missing. Why would you want to go to the barracks?
While we were down there, we saw some guards who were working with these cultists. So, what I'm thinking is, if we can figure out who exactly paid these guards to work for them through going to the barracks, we can publicly expose this cult and have them forced out of the city.
Sure. I mean, that sounds like a great idea. It's, I mean, it's none of my business. So, good luck, have fun, and don't send any assassin in my direction, pretty please.
Please do the same.
Yeah, I can't
I-
guarantee that, but you know, I'll try, but no guarantees.
I give him a thumbs up and I tell him, "Don't worry, I've already forgotten your name."
Great.
Look like you introduced him to us. Okay.
So,
Well, let's go to our room.
alright, so well, you go back into your room and you're back in your rooms.
So yeah, basically now I'm like thinking where we should go now to find more information.
Well, look, the temple is literally right next door to us. We could just go through the slums and go there directly, but honestly, I'll be straight with you. The reason I really like the idea of going to the barracks and finding out who these guards are and who hired them, I really want to hurt the guy who threw me down that fucking ladder. Just on a personal level. I want to make him cry.
As much as I appreciate your violent tendency towards inferior species, I don't think it's a good idea we go with the violent solution. In fact, I think we should play it a bit more sneaky, if you get my drift.
I think I understand.
I
And
mean,
meanwhile,
we could go-
meanwhile, I'm sort of thinking there and I'm envisioning the whole city on fire.
all I'm thinking is to run the fuck away right now, but on the other hand, I really, really don't want to be connected to a Tarask because I'm afraid it's going to come after my ass next for some reason. And so basically, I'm thinking that we could go to the temple, pretend we're scholars investigating the local myths, and we ask about the story of the city, the orbs, etc.
If we ask about the orbs, we're fucked.
I know.
Because no one would just walk in and start talking about magical orbs of power that can control the ancient beast of destruction. Nobody's gonna do that. I don't care if you're a scholar. We'll be found out instantly.
Mm.
I have
But-
a better idea.
All
Let's
right.
collapse the temple.
No, bad Raven, bad
We'll
shot.
go
Man.
we'll go underground. We'll set up a bunch of explosives around the area where the temple would be in that dungeon area. We set them off from a distance and then we come back up and it's like nothing happened.
Yeah, but there is a tiny little problem with your idea, like a very small one. You see, it's a temple, and
Yes.
temples are basically for gods. And the
Yes.
god that's currently for this is for Asma, the god of death. And you want to piss him off.
We all gotta die sometime, and let's be straight here. If a Tarask is coming, we've already pissed off the god of death.
Yeah. But I rather not piss off the god of death in the slight chance that we might stop this. You know, I want to live forever. I don't want to die now. I'm too young for that. I'm only 110.
You picked a terrible career, my friend.
Yeah, adventurers don't usually live for long. But so
Well, yeah, I blame my parents for that.
anything is possible. So basically, the idea is to blow up the temple. I mean, I will not stop
No.
you, but the question becomes, where do you find the explosive?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to blow the temple.
Yeah,
If
no,
Shaft
I mean-
does it,
barracks.
I'm just going to be utterly honest. I will not put walls on your decision. So you want to burn the temple? It's fine. Just give me a way. Just you need to find a way to do it. And when I say
We'll
temple,
steal the
I'm
explosives from the barracks.
yeah, but when I say temple, I'm not speaking of the typical a wooden hut. I'm speaking of a temple. So big stones, marble floor, big building.
It's on top of a catacomb. We just set the explosives underneath the temple, blow them up, and the whole thing sinks.
Yes, and maybe yes, maybe no. Depends on how thick the walls are. But I mean, it's not impossible. It's going to have to be well reasoned. That being said, so you want to go look at the barracks for explosives?
yeah. And
Yeah.
I want to check the temple, though, just to see what we're dealing with, because if you go in there without a plan, we're going to get fucked. At the very
Okay.
least, to see what's on the temple.
So
And maybe,
If you're the one who's going to the temple, I don't trust you to be subtle, Rabbi. Just being straight with you.
I
So-
agree. I can just pretend to be new. I mean, that worked when I was a kid.
So first off, I say we clean up our act. Then we both go to the temple. I'll do the talking.
And I would very appreciate if you do that, because I can talk. For some reason.
so
I
first the
can't
temple.
imagine.
I just can't talk to humans. I just can't.
Oh my fucking god.
So I guess you go to the temple first, correct?
We're gonna go to the temple.
All right.
Yes.
So there isn't actually an in-depth detailed map of a temple because I hope nobody is going to want to, get into a massive fight, but we'll get to it if it happens. So, anyway, the temple stands near the cemetery and overlooks most of the city, so it's in an advantageous position. You see, it probably used to be a ruin of some kind. There are big, large columns, but some are way more recent than others. It's probably been destroyed a couple of times, you reckon, but not from explosive, but from other events. You realize that in the
I mean, all that means is they're used to rebuilding when we when someone destroys
in
things.
the actual courtyard, you find what looks like a large stone half embedded into the floor of a courtyard. And there's a kind of like a sign on the side of a stone which recites the kind of ironically the stone that missed. And there is a priest nearby who's practically taking the donations to the temple and offering the small healing services like if you cut yourself, if you're feeling a bit under the weather, but nothing big.
Okay.
And past him there are some really large stairways that lead all the way up into the temple proper.
I mean, it seems normal.
Yeah, but I
You-
really want to know what's up with the large stone.
You are wearing normal clothes. You are not wearing the cultist clothes, right?
Yes.
Right.
All right. So what do?
Well,
there are a few
I go and ask
citizens
the
going
priest.
about, but nothing specifically.
Okay. I want to know about what's with the stones, so I go and ask the priest.
All right. So you go.
Meanwhile, I'm right behind Ravi, and I'm just trying to catch up to him before he says something outstandingly foolish.
So
That's my character in a nutshell. Blunt.
So basically, the man in question presents himself as Kurda. He's a male dwarf, and he has a long face with silver hair and large blue eyes. He has very well made clothing, actually, and a sling of vials and potions around his belt. He looks at you, and when you ask about the stone in question, he gives you the nice answer. Basically, the current rulers of the city are a group of mercenaries, of pretty powerful mercenaries, and they basically laid siege to the city because they were enemies of the city's ex-lord, and basically they sieged it. And while they were sieging it, the priests of the temple were praying to avoid getting hit by, the artillery. And what happened was that one stone actually was coming right for the temple when, by the act of one god, which all priests inside the temple cannot decide who was it, the stone changed its path and landed in the courtyard rather than in the temple. But it was the only stone to do that, and the other dozen or so hit the temple and destroyed it a couple of times.
I see.
So they basically... yeah.
And those mercenaries were adventurers of some kind.
No. The current rulers of the city of Elgadrin is an order of knights and warriors, but this order is made of ex-mercenaries, and they currently lead from the keep at the center of the city, where the priest looks at you and whispers, "They're little better than blood-seeking thugs on their best days. But they get the job done and they keep order in the city."
Okay. What's the order's name?
It's the Flaming Knights.
Okay.
That sounds really gay.
Well, they are anything but a happy bunch. So
Okay.
the priest looks at you and says, "Are you in need of any healing, son?"
Alright, I cringe a bit at that. But by the way, do I notice if he's wearing some particular god?
He isn't actually wearing a symbol of a divinity, which is kind of strange because normally anyone has one. But he's just standing there being priest-like and kind of nice, smiling and everything.
Does he look like well-built like a warrior, or a bit scuffed like a priest?
Kind of a mixture of the two. Like, he's got muscles, that much you can see. But then again, he's a dwarf. They always were more strong than elves.
Okay. I asked him if he knows if there is a library.
Well, a
Learning
library?
about.
Yeah, the temple has a library. It's not available to anyone, but if you give a sufficiently generous donation, you may be able to peruse it.
How much is this priestly donation?
You will have to
I
ask.
look at Ravi like he's completely insane.
You will have to ask the head priest inside the temple, I'm afraid. He swears by Mistra, the goddess of magic, so he'll be able to tell you more.
The goddess of magic.
Yep.
Mistra, correct?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I
Just
will ask him. Thank you for your help.
not a problem.
Okay.
So
So,
I whisper to Ravi in Elvish, it's not too late. We can just run to the guard barracks. We can grab some bombs and explosives. Just sort of stash those under here. I can see exactly where the support pillars would be for this structure, relative to the underground area, and we could probably sink this whole place in fire and flame and just solve the problem.
I just look at you with this uncomfortable glare, like but someone trying to tell their parent that their ballerina daughter will never come true. And I just like, I tell him in Elvis, who hurt you?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, but how about we make some research first and sell this as the plan B, or C, or D, or Z? Like,
We're gonna end up walking into a trap.
oh, stop being so ridiculous. Besides, we could ask the priest.
Yeah,
I mean, he
what
believes
could
the goddess of
possibly
magic.
go wrong?
Yeah.
I'm not high enough for this shit.
Well, it's on you. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to go ask the priest if I can peruse his library.
Alright. So, you step inside the library. Well, not the temple. You step inside the temple, actually. And as you step inside, you realize that there's a bit of a mess. Like, it's kind of chaotic. There are people going right and left. Some priests in different multicolored clothes are hastily talking to one another. And more than a few are kind of looking incredibly angry. And one in particular is barking orders like, "It's not possible! I gave you all a task, and how is it that somebody manages to steal from the cemetery and the main crypt of the Four Heroes? Who's that dumb bastard who was in charge of it all?" And
Okay, I'm gonna put my hand on Ravi's shoulder, and I'm gonna pull him close, and we're gonna do an about face.
Yeah.
And we're gonna walk right away. I'm just pointing straight at the door.
Alright, so while you're leaving, you just hear, "I want those thief found and hanged by their entrails!"
Yeah, I immediately follow him with a quick jog because I realized we have the door.
So you step out and you walk, acting like you have nothing to do with it, all the way out of the temple. And well, now you're basically here.
So I look at Ravi. Plan B.
I mean, I look back at the temple. We are really angry right now, and I'd rather not give them reason to get angry at us.
No. They're gonna find
How
out. I say we do it before they find out it's us.
Yeah. And then I realize that we have solved the orb, and they're going to ask questions, and we're fucked anyway. Oh god. Alright. What's your plan?
Okay. We sneak into the barracks. We find where they keep their explosives. We take their explosives, cart them all the way through the inn, underneath through the crypt, and we place those explosives into various strategic positions directly underneath the temple, and we make them all explode from a distance. This will collapse the temple structurally and bury everyone who's inside.
Alright. You know what? Alright, fine.
You
But we're
just
gonna
you do realize that the temple has clergy of different gods. So, I mean, you can do it. You might end up hurting innocent people in the middle of it.
I'm
yeah.
chaotic neutral, he's lawful evil.
Yeah, no, I'm just pointing it out, just so you know. Like, I'm not saying don't do it, just if the idea is hit the cult, you're probably going to hit a lot of other people in the middle of it. But it's fine. Just
Yeah.
so we're
And plus we
clear
might
on
not
what
even
may happen.
Look,
Yeah.
the best way to make it so that no one would think to blame us for something like that is for there to be civilian casualties. Because then it's not a random act specifically against the cultists, it's an act against every single religious group in the entire city.
Yeah. And there is, of course, the problem that we might be recognizable because, to high elves, sneaking in the temple, buying explosives. So my purpose is this. We do plant explosives, but we are disguised as cultists of Shah. Like, we
I
try to
like
make it
this
look
plan.
Yeah.
like this is a plant hit by the cultists.
I
And
like this
we have,
plan.
and then we have two outcomes. First one, the people are realizing that there's a cultist of Shar, who everyone knows is full evil, trying to destroy the temple to maybe take it over, to do evil stuff, who knows. And the second part is that the cultists think that someone is trying to take the reins from the leadership, which means that they will be divided, which means there'll be investigations, and which means we might be dealing with less cultists.
It also means that in the event that they really do try to find out who blew it up, they're not going to look at us, they're going to look at these guys, which I am totally fine with.
Exactly. And if maybe we do lead them to someone and we say that, oh yeah, we saw the cultists and we've been trying to hunt them. What? Explode the temple? That's preposterous. What kind of monster would do that?
Alright.
But
So, your
but we do
next
not.
stop, I guess, is the barracks then. Correct?
Yeah, to basically stage a
So,
terrorist attack that we will stop in time and we will catch the culprits.
so you 5, 10, 20. Now, there are three main barracks surrounding the keep, and two barracks that act more like gates to enter and leave the city. Where do you want to go?
Well, we have to figure out which one of these is their powder room, or at least where their powder room would be located relative to each one of these locations. So our first goal should be infiltrating the actual guard posts. Ravi, how good are your eyes?
I am a night elf. I'm a high elf. They're very, very good.
Excellent. Okay, so uh do you have any spells that you can prepare? Say unseen servants or anything at all?
No, I mean, I'm not a caster firebolt, and suddenly when I say firebolt, I see this flame up in my hand and I immediately stop. Fuck!
Okay.
I look at my hand like shock. Uh, this hasn't happened to me before. What the hell? I shake my head. Yeah, I can cast that spell. I don't think so.
Okay, no problem. So the first thing we do, okay, first I cast Unseen Servant, so that now we have an invisible guy who's helping us.
Yes, but you do this when you're near the guard post, correct?
No, not near the guard post. I'm thinking that we step away and we hide in an alley for a moment, and I cast Invisible Servant.
Yes, but while
unseen
being
servant.
near a guard post, or like, because right now you're by the temple, so if you want to go to a guard post, it's 1 hour of walking. That's all I need to know. Like, if you walk for 1 hour to reach the guard post or not.
I'm thinking that we walk for the hour, and then right before the guard post is in view.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's not a problem. Like, there are a lot of side alleys and streets you can use to hide from people and cast unseen servant. That's not a problem.
Right. So I get unseen servant, and then I cast invisibility on Ravi.
All right.
Alright, so
Ravi.
you're in this side alley with a couple of rats just going about, scurrying, doing their own business, and you cast unseen servant, and then you cast invisibility on Ravandil.
That's
Alright.
right. All right, now Ravi, you're invisible, and we have an unseen servant helping you.
All right. Before I keep going, I try to hide my features as possible to not make sure I'm an elf or have blonde hair
I
or
mean,
anything. And
you're
You're
currently
invisible.
invisible, so
yeah, but still, in case the visibility breaks, I don't want to be recognized because it's D&D. I'm going to fudge my role.
alright.
Dude, for what I got planned, no one's gonna know who you are.
And
Alright.
these were the last famous words, but sure.
Anyways, but I also keep the symbol of shard just in case so I can drop it somewhere.
Alright.
Are there any guards over here who are just sort of wandering around, kind of alone?
So, the guard post in question is the one that leads through the gates. There are, you count half a dozen guards on one side, plus 4 more inside the tower and a couple more on the walls proper. But a couple kind of moves and does the rounds across the wall. And those are kind of the ones that stay alone most of the time, but they always move in couples.
Okay, so they always move in pairs.
Yeah.
Alright, if we're gonna do this, we would need to take out 2 of them. Or we can separate them somehow.
Or you can sleep on them.
So, give me a perception check to begin with.
Okay, let's see. Let me roll perception. Which one would that be?
Shouldn't there be actually just perception?
Yeah, like
Yep.
this.
Yeah, the perception. Alright.
Ooh.
So, Shafnum, you notice that the guards all have attached to the belt one of those horns which can be blown into to sound the alarm. They all are wearing leather armor and have short swords by their side and a wooden shield on their back. You are reasonably sure that on the walls there are archers, so they hold the bows rather than swords. But you also notice something. You notice that while people are coming and going, there is always one guard, who kind of stays alone by the merchant's cart while the others go past them. So if you time it right, you kind of have a small window of time where you can just nab a guy and bring him in an alley. But it's just a really short amount of time.
Okay. Okay. I know what has to be done.
Oh,
So
boy.
we can grab this guy and pull him in the alley, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
If you can sleep on him, I can. You can disguise his symbol as him with your disguise of key.
Well, sleep
then
is
this-
kind of like a is sleep kind of like a grenade. I'd be throwing that and it would explode and other people would be affected.
Yes. Highly probably yes.
It's not the power word, correct. Can you charm him?
Well, you're the one who's invisible.
Okay. Can I put you in a chokehold?
You can try.
Okay.
Like, you have advantage because you're invisible, but if you fail, it's going to be bad. So, Do not
Okay,
fail,
so-
Ravandil.
All right.
Alright,
So
so-
what I do is I give Ravi a rope.
Just so he has
Okay.
something to hang himself with if he fails.
All right, Ravi, stash this on you so that nobody can see it. I know you're invisible, but you just got to stash this on you. You're gonna walk up behind that guy, right? You're gonna wrap the rope around his neck and you're gonna pull really, really hard. And I'm going to help you, and we're going to just knock this guy into the alleyway. We're gonna knock him unconscious. Okay?
Or I can just put him in a chokehold, and we'll use the rope to tie him up and stash him somewhere.
Let's do that.
So then, try.
Alright, so I think I rolled a stealth, I believe.
Actually, give me a second, let me see. Well, it's kind of athletics. Putting someone in a chokehold.
Athletics.
You
Oh,
have
no,
advantage
it's strength.
because you're invisible, so...
Alright,
Well, he has advantage.
Yeah, he does. He has
Okay.
advantage, so...
oh boy, here we go. Okay. What? Wait, that's not pretty.
Okay, so we wait for the right moment.
Yeah, and basically it's I don't know, like, is there a word for extremely pathetic? It's like, so, Ravandil gets ready, he pumps himself up, he's ready to do the impossible, and he basically gives a light massage to the guy's shoulders. Like, the guard turns around, let me just see one thing. Just one thing, because... So, basically, Ravandil returns visible with his hands on the guard's shoulders, just giving him a light massage, and the guard turns and raises an eyebrow as if to ask, what the fuck are you doing? He's actually in shock, not trying to understand what's going on. So, what do you...
I come to the rescue. Ravi, you special idiot! You're not supposed to give a massage without them paying first! And I immediately come up and I grab him by the wrist and I start pulling him away. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. He's special. You have to understand.
The guy just looks befuddled and lets you go because nothing happened, but you're relatively sure he's not going to fall for it again. But yeah, he just lets you go with Ravandil by the hand. And...
So I take him into the alley. I look at him and I just go, "What the fuck was that? You've never choked somebody out before. You're a fucking ranger. How don't you know how to do this shit?"
I'm sorry.
I offered you a fucking rope. I offered you a rope. You could have just used it like a fucking. You could have just choked him out with that. How do you not know? How do you not know? And and I'm sure people are just walking by while I'm doing this.
Yeah, well,
and just...
what is this high squealing and screaming? Must be a lovers' fight. Just let it be and move on. And, because you're kind of
I'm really
doing it
good
in
at
Elvish,
doing
I
the
suppose. So since you're yelling in Elvish and the city is mainly humans and dwarves, they're like, yeah, it must be a fight. Let's just ignore them.
Fucking moron! Oh my god! Why would anybody do that? Okay. All right. Well.
Well, there is another.
I still have an unseen servant.
Yeah, since
I
servant
still have
has
an
it-
unseen
yeah,
servant.
it's not gonna anywhere. It's still there.
And I'm carrying a bell.
Yes.
Because of course I am. So I give the bell to the unseen servant, and I have it sort of discreetly carry that bell into the dark and quiet alleyway right behind the guard. And I have it just sort of ring the bell a little.
So basically, you put the unseen servant in a dark alleyway near the guards and have it ring a bell.
Near the particular individual guard who...
Yeah, but you... I mean, I guess, yeah. But now it's up to the guard if he hears the bell or not. So he's a guard, perception. Let's give him a +1. He's got the proficiency, which is a +2. So we really hear a bell during a bustling time in the city. And he does. Unfortunately for him, he does. So the guy looks around a bit puzzled, hearing this bell ringing, and he looks in the direction where the noise comes from, turns to his fellows who are back by the gates and go, I'm hearing a bell, I'm going to go check on it. Somebody takes my place. And when one of his fellow guardsmen takes his place, he steps away and goes into the alleyway to investigate.
Okay, so I just continue having the unseen servant just occasionally ringing the bell and trailing him along and having him go in a really big circle until he's coming into the same alleyway as the two of us.
So give me a deception check then.
Yes!
That is going real bad, and I'm going to laugh at. Come on.
Fuck!
So, basically...
Ow!
Basically...
I have a +6!
Basically...
Fuck you! I'll use my bard powers!
Don't you have
I get
inspiration?
I'll use inspiration.
Reroll. Give me another roll. Like, you cannot make another one on the dice. Just... Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah? I guess?
It's a light better.
Yeah, but... I mean... I need to roll an insight check. I've got... I'm just rolling a pure d20 with no modifiers. But... Yeah, no, okay, I fall for it. So... So, basically...
Suck at this.
Yeah, basically the guard kind of follows like a dumb dog, the bell going, oh, bell! Where are you going? Why am I following a floating bell? I don't know, but the bell sounds nice. So, he follows along, and now he's in this dark alley, and he's getting close to you. What do you do?
Okay. Is there anybody else in the alley aside from me and Ravi and
Well,
eventually
actually,
this guy?
let's see. Do you prefer high or low percentage? High or low?
What do you mean?
Basically, if you're asking something that isn't like, if it's probabilistic, like, is there somebody else? I normally roll a percentage die. At which point I ask high or low. So if you tell me high, and I roll on the 1d100 100, it's something good for you. Vice versa, if I roll
Okay, I'll go high. That's very easy
Yes.
to understand.
and if I roll a low one, then it's going to be really bad depending on how low it is.
It can't possibly be low again.
But
Come on.
from like 40 to 60, it's nothing. So it's just, 97. Good. So there are
Very good.
Yeah, so basically there are street urchins just, hanging around, listening to the bell. A couple of beggars just, sleeping and whatnot. So it's a crowded side alley, but nobody gives a shit. So do whatever you want to do.
Okay. So, I know exactly what to do.
Alright.
I know exactly what to do. I used minor illusion to create a fake wall to make it look like the alleyway ends. And then I'll stand on one side. Ravi, you stand on the other, and we're going.
Minor illusion
And the bell is gonna
is a...
ring right in front of the wall.
Yeah, but
and then we're
minor
gonna
illusion
jump
is just a
this guy.
square, so it's never going to cover a whole wall. It's a square. It's a 1 meter and a half. So you could make a really small wall, like a small step, but...
Okay. Better plan. We just jump the guy as soon as he comes into the alley.
Yeah, give me...
Just the two of us.
Sure, give me 2 grapple check. Give me 2 athletics check, then. You have advantage, both of you. Please do not fail.
But this guy, I'm going to give foot massage. Let's see.
Oh yeah, Raven.
Okay.
Athletics.
Yep. Well,
Oh,
thankfully,
natural 20.
someone knows how to kidnap people. So while Ravi basically just looks at him and gives him a little bit of an extra hard massage, going, "Yeah, I'm feeling you stiff." Shafnium, on the other hand, has probably done this a lot of times before now. And with the skill of a serial kidnapper, he just knocks the guard out, ties him up, and puts a nice ribbon over his head. Just to finish the deal. Like the street urchins are clapping in admiration for the feat of kidnapping a guard.
Okay. So what do we do now?
All right. So he's unconscious, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I take off his clothes. I put them on. Like,
Okay.
I have no shame. I just straight up do that.
Sure, that's fine.
Rabbi, you watch and make sure nobody comes this way.
Okay. So I just put the body right here and just sit next to it.
So I dress up to make myself. I dress up in this guy's outfit.
Yeah, okay. Now you're dressed as a guard.
All right, and then I use one of my disguise kits
Yes.
in order to make my face look as much like this guy's as possible,
Okay.
and to really make myself resemble this person.
Give me a check. A disguise kit check. So you roll... you should actually roll the disguise kit. Should allow you to roll it.
Disguise kit.
In the tool proficiency. Yep. Nice. You
Okay,
got...
so now
yeah, you're pretty much... I mean, if his mother were to look at you, she'd recognize that you're not her son. But otherwise, it's a pretty good disguise.
Okay. This is a very good disguise.
All right.
So,
Now, Ravi, I'm going to ask you to do something that you probably won't enjoy.
Well, I already changed my.
I need you to hurt this man.
Define her. And why?
Okay, so here's how it's gonna go. Right? I need you to like cut him up a little. Don't make it look too bad, but just make it look like he's being injured. And then I need you to just put all that blood on me. And just sort of make it look like I have a bunch of blood. Actually, you know what? Better idea. We'll cut him up and then I'll just sort of roll on him.
Why don't I just punch you in the face and you can pretend you were a mug?
Well, it needs to look like it isn't my blood.
Yeah, but why?
Okay, let me explain. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to disguise this guy as me.
Okay.
And we're going to make him look as injured as possible.
Understand?
And then, while dressed up as the guard, I'm going to put this guy on my shoulders and sort of just carry him. And I'm going to be blowing this horn like hell and warning them that someone has just disguised themselves as a guard and just beat the shit out of some random person.
Yeah, look, might I propose an alternative? Because, you know, if you are going to carry yourself there, then how are you going to live in the city as a wanted man? When,
Oh, shit,
you
that's
know...
true. Okay. New plan. We get the other guard now. And we disguise you.
You know what? Fine.
Okay, we still have the bell and we still have the unseen servant. And there's
Yeah.
still a guard.
yeah, but...
Let's do it again!
Sure. So...
Yeah.
Yep. The guard... So, the guard hears the bell, looks around, frowns, and then places the horn to her lips and blows it. In a second,
Oh, what a surprise.
the guard post is alerted, and as a couple more guards join the first, she explains, the guard, that another guard went following the sound of a bell and hasn't come back yet. So she needs reinforcements. So this group
Okay,
of
so we
four
can hear
guards,
all of this.
Yeah, so
we
this
can
group,
hear all of this,
yeah,
right?
you hear all of this. So this group of 4 guards start going
Okay.
down the direction of alleyway.
All right. Do I have enough time to disguise this guard as me?
No, but you can always just cut his face open with a sword.
That is exactly what I'm going to do.
Like, stab his face hard enough and not going to recognize him.
Exactly. So we're gonna cut his face to ribbons, and then I'm going to, and Ravi, I'm gonna be holding you down. I'm gonna be holding you down, and you need to start screaming really, really loudly and shouting swears. Okay?
No, I'm going to be the wanted man. Great.
Well, all the more, it's perfect for infiltration.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
So, when the group of guards arrives in the alleyway, they find a dead body with an unrecognizable face. You, dressed and disguised as the guard that's dead and unrecognizable, and you're holding Ravandil down with a bloodied blade in hand, and he's screaming swear words at you, saying, "Fuck! Fascist pig! For the justice of, I don't know."
This man's a maniac. He just murdered his friend in front of me. I've been fighting these two for almost, several minutes. Somebody help me restrain this bastard.
The guards don't actually ask questions. They just come in, they grab the Ravandil, they actually beat him up a bit with when he's swearing, he's fighting back, I guess. It doesn't just go limp, I suppose. So they beat him up, and then they shackle him and slam him on the ground. One of them actually kicks him in the face also, just to add. So,
What's with all the hate? What has Ravandil done to you?
Shit it, like they actually like a bastard of a criminal, shitty bastard, stuff like that. Then,
Fucking high elf garbage! I start shouting at him.
yeah.
So yeah, I start screaming about Shar and how she's going to punish them all and yada yada yada.
Yeah, basically they keep on beating you until you either get quiet or they knock you unconscious. So pick your poison.
I go quiet. I'd rather be awake.
After a while they stop beating you when they realize you stopped fighting back. Let's see. You are current. Would you have a Ravandil? High or low percentage?
Yes. Hi.
All right. Yeah, so they basically beat you. So let's see. They beat you really badly, Ravandil. So let's see. How many hit points do you have? Oh, well, you should have. You only have 10 hit points left.
Oh, great.
Basically, they beat you really badly, and
Let's get this pile of garbage in a cell and let's get
Yeah.
this poor bastard on a morgue.
so 2 guards grab the body, and another guard starts dragging Ravandil. On your feet, criminal scum! Starts dragging Ravandil towards the guard post by the gates. You follow, I suppose.
I follow, of course, because I need to see what happens to this bastard.
And
I'm fine. I want to see him thrown in that fucking cell. This man's a fucking savage.
yeah, sure. We'll let you cut him up after we get him interrogated. So, what happens is inside the walls there's a small cell, a small set of cells, and he's basically thrown on a cold hard rock with mushy rotten straw, and there's just a bucket by his side for company. And then the jail cell is closed behind him, and the guard, the jail keeper, holds the cell case to his belt. Then he looks at you, Shafnum, and goes, "You should write a report about it, Boras."
Oh, damn straight I will.
So he called
Oh, I'll
you.
definitely-
He called you
called me-
Boras.
He called me boss or Boris?
Boras.
Boris? That's my name?
Your name is Boras.
Alright. I'll definitely be writing a report about this fucking pile of trash.
Good, good.
Who the hell cuts up their friend in an alleyway? Who does that?
Drug addicts. You know the kind. We always see them trying to come in, sell their new drugs, getting, usual stuff. Anyway, the jail keeper just sits back down at his desk and starts flipping through parchments until he finds an empty one, and then he turns towards Ravandil and goes, "What's your name, scum?"
Oriel.
What?
Oriel.
Uriel? What's your... Well, you've got pointy ears, so you're an elf. Then, where do you come from?
Baldur's Gate.
Sure. And he writes it down. He kind of asks you normal question, then goes, "Why did you kill your friend, Uriel? Why did you do it?"
He wouldn't. He wouldn't submit to.
I'm actually having troubles hearing you. It's like coming and going.
Yeah. Wait. Let me. Are you hearing me right now?
Yes?
I can
Right.
hear you.
Okay. Let me try something. All right. I'm telling you that I killed him
Yeah?
because he found out that I was with another goddess, and the guy's owner of a saloon.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And what goddess do you serve then? But you had to cut his face up like an animal.
Well, who else but the night mistress herself, Sha?
Yeah, sure. He writes it down, looks at you a bit more. You are wearing the cultist robes now, or not?
I don't think I was wearing them when we came here. No, but I have the symbol.
Yeah,
That's why I
no,
kept-
no. He looks at the symbol around your neck, ponders a bit, then looks at Boras and go, "Well, you go write your report, Boras. This isn't for... This scum will stay here for a long while. Give me an insight check.
Okay. Me.
Both of you.
Us both or just him?
You both.
Okay, insight.
Yeah, well, Ravandil cannot knock out people, but at least he can understand people. Yeah,
21.
yeah, no.
But that's your advantage.
It's not with advantage, so Shavnum is a 7. Yeah, no. Shavnum knocks people out, but doesn't know what... So, Shavnum, you're sure that he's going to be staying there for a while. But the jail keeper just dismisses you from the jails, so you'll have to leave. But, Ravandil, on the other hand, you have a feeling you're not going to stay in that cell for very long. But whether that's a good
I
thing
knew it.
or a bad thing... depends. So, Shavnum, what do you do? You're relatively sure Ravandil is going to be staying in that cell for a long while.
I messaged him that I have a feeling that I'm not gonna be here for long. If that's good or bad, I'm not sure. So try to get.
Okay, so
So,
I check what I'm wearing to see if I have anything that this guy has written. Like a letter from his family.
No, it's just a guard, it's guard stuff, nothing written, nothing,
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you
Well,
do.
I go to write my report.
So,
I go to write
yeah.
my report.
So while you go write your report, you just sit down at a free desk by the walls, and you just start scribbling down what happened, and nobody actually bothers you because, yeah, you're writing a report. You saw this bloody. They don't really care about criminals come killing one another. Meanwhile,
I've done this
Ravandil,
before.
you're in your jail cell when the jail keeper just grabs his chair, drags it all the way to the cell where you're sitting, sits down beyond the jail, and goes, "What the fuck? What the hell did you think you were doing, you dumb bag of shit?"
The asshole attacked me first. Well,
And why did he attack you first, you dumb fucking moron? Because you told him who you were serving, you goddamn pathetic moron!
that's the thing, I didn't.
And how
Asshole
did he
knew I
find
was inside.
out?
I don't know.
He was your friend, didn't you
tell
say
me.
so? So how the fuck did your friend
No,
find
that
out?
idiot. No, that idiot think he was my friend. He wasn't. He was supposed to be my contact. But
Yeah,
no,
sure, so
asking-
you found a yeah, you know what? I guess they don't make people, I guess you're more of a liability than anything else. So, well, accidents happen in the jail cells. They always do. And,
I see. So you're gonna take care of me, aren't you?
well, depends. What are you going...
Mhm.
Well, you
Also-
know, Shar is a merciful goddess sometimes, but most often than not, no. So, what's your specialty? What are you good at? Apart
My
from sniffing
specialty?
drugs.
Well, for one, I'm
Yeah.
a snapshot. I'm really good with medicines. And as you saw from what I did to his face, I can handle myself just fine. So what do you think I'm going to do to whoever fuck you said to silence me?
Well, I guess there is something. You know what? Just stay here. Just stay there for a while. I'll be right back. And then he leaves. And give me a perception check, Shafnium.
Perception.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing. So Shafnium is so engrossed in writing his report, he doesn't notice a thing. Like the world ends when the parchment does. He's just writing. He must finish his report.
I like to think that I'm just really, really focusing on my role.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love how he wrote both a nat 1 and nat 20.
Yeah, I mean, it's good like this. So, after a while, the guy returns, but this time he's dragging along another criminal. And he opens the jail door and throws the guy inside before closing it. Also, he laughs and throws a sword in your direction, Ravandil. So basically, finish the job, and I'll just go outside and get a cup of tea. Bye. And he walks out again.
Alright, so I look at the face of the guy. What does he look like?
He's bloodied and bruised, and you don't recognize him, but he looks old, like an elderly man in his 70s, you would guess. He's wearing an old grey robe, and his eyes have pretty much been bloodied, so he's been beaten up pretty badly already. But
I finished writing my report.
you do, and when you do finish writing your report, you look around and you kind of deliver it to the people that looks like the captain of the place. Who takes it
Sure.
and goes, well, yeah, sure. And then
Well-
he just makes a ball out of it, looks at you and says, "You have seen nothing, you have heard nothing, and you will do nothing." And then he just throws the report into the trash.
Yes, sir.
Good.
I just nod. I say, yes, sir.
Good. Go
I
back
saw
to
nothing.
your post, soldier.
All right. And meanwhile, I realize exactly what the guy wants me to do.
Yeah, who would have thought?
So basically, I just mumble a prayer and slit his throat.
Okay. So you kill the old guy in your cell, and as he gurgles his last breath, you're relatively sure that his eyes widen in panic, and you can briefly hear, like, the last words, "You'll never find it. It's hidden too well." And then he dies right there.
Okay.
So,
Well,
Shafnum, what do you do?
Did the captain of the guard turn his back to me?
He did.
Is it just me and him right now?
No, he doesn't have a private office. He's standing there overlooking the people coming in and out of the city by the gates. So he's kind of on the walls.
So there would be witnesses if I put him
Yeah,
off.
there would be.
And there would be witnesses if I walked up behind him, wrapped my hands around his mouth, pulled him back, and then disguised
There
myself
would
as him.
be witnesses. There would be.
Would be witnesses. Okay.
Yep. You've got an open golden eye in the upper corner of your screen.
oh fuck! I just realized something. I did stupid to kill him. He wants me as a scapegoat, doesn't he?
Could have been possible, could have been anything, could have been nothing. You just killed him, so he's dead.
Yeah, I know. oh boy.
So, in the...
Alright.
Yeah?
Alright. I know what to do. I make an about face, I head back out. I start exploring the barracks. And I start taking a look around and getting a map of the area.
While you're exploring the
Because
barracks...
I'm a guard, and they're not going to stop me.
Yeah, no, they're not. While you're exploring the barracks, do you want to check on Ravandil again?
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at Ravi.
So...
I think he's doing fine right now. I think he's got things covered.
You find Ravandil standing in a pool of blood as an elder man is dead in his cell, and he's holding on to a blade, which you have no idea how it made its way inside, because the cell is locked.
Alright. So just look at him and then message him.
Ravandil, you hear someone approach, and you realize it's Shafnum, dressed as a guard.
I just messaged him exactly what happened.
Alright, that's simple. Okay, I know exactly what to do now.
Oh, great. What's your next idea? Get me hanged?
Well, he did give you the rope, actually, so...
Oh, it's a simpler idea. It's a simpler idea. Can I use... Let's see. I'm going to check my spell list to see if there's something fun. Because I know there's got to be a way to resolve this situation so that he can escape.
Well,
Oh, right. The keys are right there, yeah?
they're at the belt of the jailkeeper who's currently not in the room.
Okay, the jailkeeper isn't in the room.
No.
Oh, that's not really a problem. Minor illusion. Would minor illusion be able to cover the corner of this jail cell?
No. I mean, if your idea is to make Ravi just stick to the corner and just be a ball, it wouldn't work.
Okay, okay. Let's see. I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do. Ravi, throw that
Yeah.
old man's blood on me.
I'm always afraid to ask.
Throw the old man's blood on me.
That's your fetish. That's your fetish.
I'm going to collapse. I'm going to prepare to feign unconsciousness, and then I'm going to cast knock on the jail cell door so that it flies open. And I'm just going to lay there unconscious. Like really, really just pretending to be out of it.
All
And
right.
Ravi, you are going to stage a very, very loud escape. I'm going to give you a 5-second head start, and then I'm going to start blaring this horn because I'm still dressed as a guard, and I still got to make it look good.
Yeah, notice the knock spell is going to be audible since like a lot. 300 feet. So
Everyone's going to hear it. I know
Yep.
that much. As soon as that gate flies open, and I'm feigning unconsciousness, I'm going to throw myself to the ground. I'm going to pretend to have been knocked away. Rabbi, the moment that happens, you fucking run, because I'm going to have to start blaring this horn. And I'm going to have to make my injury look good.
All right. And we were supposed to meet later.
Well, that's the thing, Rabbi. You're not leaving the barracks yet. Because
What?
while I was looking around and exploring the barracks, did I find the powder room?
no, you did not.
I'm going to do that now. So before he throws the blood on me, before anything,
Yeah.
here's the plan for the breakout. I'm going to find where the powder room is. Message me about that. I'll tell you exactly where it is. As soon as you break out, you rush to that fucking powder room and you hide in there. And you do your best to say absolutely nothing. I'll draw attention away from it, and then I'll come back, I'll visit the powder room, we collect everything we can, and then we head out.
You know,
Because
this
that's what we
plan's
came
get-
here for.
You know,
Yeah, but this plan's getting worse all the time.
I'm actually letting you try to look for it, but I don't know, because the longer I'm drawing it out, the more I will laugh in the end. So, you are looking for a powder room, for gunpowder, correct?
Well, a powder room for like explosives in
Yeah.
general.
So,
because it seems
what is the number one explosive in Dungeons and Dragons?
dynamite.
No! Alchemist
Uh,
fire. So, who would produce alchemist fires?
The temple.
No.
An alchemist.
Yes.
The druids.
And where are alchemists in the map?
The druids.
No.
No, wait.
I mean, an
The
alchemist.
artisans.
Yep. So I let you do
I
it
hate-
because it was
I hate you so much
it
right
was
now. I hate
100% you, but
I hate your. I hate Safnum. It was his idea.
I mean.
I,
It's not a bad idea, because there probably is a barrel of alchemist fire somewhere in the barracks. It's
That's
a barrel.
all we need.
You're not going to
That's
blow
all
up
we need.
the temple, but there is a barrel. Just, if you want more, you won't find it at the barracks. You need
It's
to
in
go
the
to the
keep?
suppliers.
I have
my
to go to the
God.
fucking. Okay. Well. All right. So I guess we meet up. Like I go back there later, back to the cell. I explain the situation to Ravi.
And I just raise my hand and tell him, stop. Just stop. I explain to him that basically now I have a link to the car. So he's going to keep doing what he's doing. I'm going to wait and see what happens. And then I
All
look
right.
at the store. And I tell him that either they're going to recruit me or they're going to try to kill me. But I tell him to be careful, but that surely the guards here are in the tree. Which also means that the order and basically the leadership are in on it. So trust no.
Well, I know not to trust anyone because I was told to just throw away the fucking report and pretend nothing happened. So I've already got a pretty good idea that these guys are not the good guys. But is there something else that I was able to accomplish? Did I find the guard who threw me down that fucking ladder?
No, because he's still by the ladder, probably.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Okay. I know what to do. While Ravi's chilling out in his jail cell, we're gonna
Yeah, with a
table the
body
whole.
who's a body. Like with a body who's a body.
Yeah, his body buddy. So I leave him there with his body buddy, and I'm gonna go to the artisans, and I'm gonna try and collect as many explosive barrels as I can.
So you leave the guard post
I
and
tell him to take my stuff while he's there.
wait, because you leave the guard post and like, do you just walk to the artisan district?
Like, are you asking me if that's what I do?
Because I mean, there is something you are kind of missing in the whole deal. Like, you can do
Well,
it.
I do ask somebody, obviously. Obviously, I ask somebody to take over my shift at that moment because I've been tasked with restocking our barrels of alchemist fire.
That's fine. They look at. That's actually what I wanted to ask. The guys go, yeah, just don't get drunk on the way.
Not a problem. I'll get drunk after my shift.
Nice. See you later at the tavern then.
See ya, man. That's gonna be great. So I go and I start collecting the alchemist fire.
So wait, because it's so it's basically going to be 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, so it's going to be 1 hour until you reach the artisan district. So while you're gone, Ravandil, after 10 minutes, the jailkeeper comes back, looks at the body and goes, "Oh no, that poor priest of Pharasma, that poor gravekeeper, killed by such an unruly bastard. Well, it's got to be
Oh boy.
it's going to be the hanging for you then.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yep, now just give the sword back." And he kind of just extends his hands towards you, kind of like expecting you to give him the sword without fighting. And don't worry, we'll be on our way soon.
Alright. I just go here. I take the sword and I shoved it in his chest.
In the,
Well, shit.
in the chest of a jailkeeper. You know, just give me an insight check, Ravandil, because at this point I think it's better if you give me the insight check.
Let me guess, he's undead, isn't he? Why do
No,
I keep making stupid mistakes?
no, it's not bad, just... Alright, no, you realize that he's asking you to give him the sword and he's bringing you to the execution block as a way to bring you out of the prison.
Ah, okay, so I don't stab him.
Yeah,
I do the inside check first.
so he
Please
grabs
don't
the sword back because you give it to him. He opens the jail cell. He gives you shackles to put on, but he does not lock them. And then he drags you out, explains how you killed a fellow prisoner in cold blood, and you're going to chop your head off. He brings you to the back, slightly outside the city. So out of the gates to the city. And then there's like this kind of moat which has been built but which is without water. And he just throws you down the moat, which is empty so you don't drown or anything. And then he kneels, looks at you and go, "Now, you go back to whoever your fucking moron of a cult leader is, and you tell them we don't get paid enough to deal with your stupidness. Or your stupidity. Great? Good. Now scram." Then he leaves. So you're basically outside the city, in a moat, and it's a nice day. And you're still alive.
Okay. So the guy was a guard or he was with the order?
He was a guard, he was a guard, and clearly he was being paid by the Order of Shar to turn a blind eye on certain things.
Okay. Let's make some notes here. Alright. So now I know things and I probably fucked. So I'm like to think I can go back to the city because I'm fucked.
Well, no, it's not that you cannot
Is
go
there?
back. There are 2 gates.
Yeah, but thing is, I'm just kill someone called blood. I'm gonna be wanted sooner or later.
Well, depend. Like, this is not. I mean, it's not GTA, so there is not some kind of hive mind of guards who know everything. So, right about now, if you just of course you need to be clean of blood. So you hide the symbol, you change your clothes or
Yeah.
something. You go in through the other gate. It's fine.
So, okay, so basically, I do all that, try to hide everything
Yeah. I mean,
and
it's
incriminate.
now. Since you're coming in from the other gate and Shavnum is walking towards the artisan district, high or low percentage?
Low.
Low? Nothing really happens. Well, it's a bit on. I mean, you're back into the city, Ravandil. Where do you go to find Shafnum?
Well, he knows where I'm heading.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Then you just head in the same direction, and Shafnum, you realize after a while that Ravandil is nearing you. He pretty much fine, you guess. He's without blood or the symbol of Shar, but he's there.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
So I'm telling him next time I make the plans.
Well, I'm still dressed as a guard, and they still think I'm a guard. So the plan's still on. We just need to collect a whole bunch of barrels here with guard authority, and then we can visit the tavern.
Yeah, look, do whatever. I'm going back to the tavern and need a drink.
I mean, we're not going to the tavern to have a drink, man. We gotta get this stuff
what?
under there.
All right, you know what? Fine, but I could infiltrate them also.
All right. So he's gonna get drunk, and we're gonna set up explosives, I guess.
So, fact is, you reach the artisan quarters in the end. Another hour has gone by, and you need to give me. Let's see the checks. It's gonna be persuasion.
No, persuasion. I can do that.
Persuasion, that's what we're going to go with.
Yep.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see how low I'm going to roll this time.
Yeah. Well, thank God Ravi is there. So basically, Shafnum is trying to convince a couple of alchemists that they need more alchemist fire at the barracks. But the alchemists are having none of it. They say, well, it wasn't in the orders, it's not planned, it's not like it grows on fucking trees. We need to get paid, and we need to get paid before we start working on it. So, tough luck. But Ravandil kind of smooths things over. And so they basically say that they do have some alchemist fire on stock, and they're willing to provide it, but they want a signed form from the commander that you're actually requisitioning extra alchemist fire.
Okay. I know exactly what to do.
And I think I have an idea. We can frame the order and the cultists, like they're trying to kill each other. Because of infighting. Since they're allied.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's the two of us step off to the side, away from the artisans where they can't see us, and we're gonna write a fake note. We're gonna forge it.
Yeah?
The two
But
of us working together, and we're gonna make it as incriminating as possible.
there are a couple of problems with that. You don't even know the name of a commander.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him if he met you. The commander.
Nope, he met the captain of the guard, but he didn't ask the name, and it's the captain of a gate guard. Like, you have not, like, the alchemist wants the form signed by the commander of garrison. So, the guy that
Alright.
stands inside the big bad building with,
So I just pat him on the back. I'm like, I think that's your moment to shine.
So basically, I got to go in there and I have to convince the commander to sign something.
Yep.
We already have the note written.
Yep.
Like, have we already written the note requesting all the
Yeah, but you'll need to
stuff,
give
and
me a
have we made
deception
what the-
check. And then I'll tell you how good it is. Maybe.
Well, if I roll deception, that means I've just shown it to him, right?
No, deception is like forgery, how well you wrote it. Then it's up to him. If he makes an insight check, which is higher than your deception, he will notice it's fake.
Before I give it to him, before I do anything
Yeah?
else, can I... Let's see... Let me check. Can I use prestidigitation in order to basically change the color of everything so that the ink doesn't appear and make it look like a totally blank sheet with the symbol of the cult on there?
Yes, you can, but what would that achieve? Like, why would somebody sign an empty sheet with just a symbol on it?
Can I make a recommendation? Why don't you just use manual illusion on the paper and make it look like the form?
And make it look like what?
Make it look like a sign from the command.
Well, I'd need to know what a signature from the commander looks like.
Alright. Maybe you can find all the orders. Like, ask them what the form looks like and they can give you an old one.
Oh,
Because
I won't even have...
the job.
I don't even have to do that. I can just say that I'm here, and that I also have to look at some of the older orders. And they'll probably just give that to me straight up since I'm a guard.
Yep, that's a
Yeah,
nice
that's what I'm
idea.
saying.
And since it came from Ravandil, you get an inspiration point if you don't already have it.
I
Hey,
don't.
good on you, man.
Because
Finally.
at the end, it's quite simple. You're a guard. You step in, you ask to see the old requisition orders because the commander is saying, no, shit, I was sure I gave you an order yesterday or whatever. So they bring out one
Right.
which is similar. You get a good look at the signature of a man. And you realize that his name is... Just give me a moment. Where the hell are you? I'm sure you are somewhere here. No? No. So... Oh wait, it was there. Yeah, Combeort.
God me out.
Yeah, I'll write it
Colbert.
down because it's actually like unpronounceable.
Come the earth. Stupid name.
Yep.
Is that like his last name or his actual name?
Actual
what I
name. Like it's he signed it with Lord Combeort. So
Yeah, wow. Actually proud of it.
yeah. So you make a minor illusion and you give him a paper with that signature forged on it. Of course, going back, hiding it and whatnot. And the artisans actually go, yeah, that's a pretty good one, sure. And they deliver you they give you a guy on a cart with 4 alchemist fire barrels on it, and the guy,
Excellent.
yeah, and the guy on the cart goes, well, where do I bring this to the main keep or where do you need it?
Okay, so I look at him and I tell him, listen, the order did come from the commander, but he had a man with him in a cloak. Um, I shouldn't say more, but the order's changed. We're supposed to be delivering these to a different location, apparently. Uh, we'll acquisition the basement of the tavern for now.
Oh, so I bring which tavern?
Uh, I look at Ravi. I forgot the name.
It's a gentle repose, idiot.
Hey, you don't get to talk to me like that.
Oh, I have much more in my mind, but I mean, yeah, I don't want to say pleasant company, but anyway.
So, the guy brings the cart with the horse and the barrels around to the Gentle Repose Inn, and then disembarks to give you a hand in bringing the alchemist fire on the street. Once it's on the road,
Okay.
he just gets back on his cart and leaves because the less he knows, the happier he is.
All right. So the next thing we do is I go in to the Gentle Repose, and I show the innkeeper the note, and I explain the situation from the perspective of the guards. Listen, we're going to have to acquisition some space in your cellar for a short period of time in order to store some barrels. We'll be removing them soon. At the moment, we would normally be keeping these obviously in the keep, but I hope that this isn't too much of an intrusion on your regular day, sir.
Depends. Where's my usual oil to, makes things go smoothly? And you kind of realize he's making the give me gold sign. Like, he has not recognized you, but it's pretty clear it's a matter of money. And it's not the first time.
I pull out the gold, my bag of gold. I pour out some coins, and I take a look at the guy's eyes, and I wait for him to basically go, okay, that's enough.
Well,
And I just keep pouring until there's...
Give me an insight check, then.
Okay, insight.
Yep.
Insight.
I'm gonna give one as well. Oh, hey.
19.
After you give him 150 gold, he's fine.
You know what? I'm okay with this.
Me too.
So,
Wait, am I giving him my 150?
yep. You're the one
Okay.
dressed as a guard, so...
All right, so now we start. Now I go and I start bringing the barrels in one at a time. I walk over to Ravi and I pretty publicly enlist his assistance in moving the barrels in.
Sure.
And that's perfectly reasonable because Ravi's an adventurer, so of course he's going to be making some money on the side.
I just nod my head, say, I shrug like, why not?
All right, so the two of us, we start moving the barrels in through the cellar and then through the catacombs.
All right. So, yeah, sure, you move them through the cellar, the catacomb. Do you remember what's in the catacombs?
Undead.
Yeah, no,
guards,
you defeated them all pretty much. But
the lizard man.
no. But
Okay, I'm lost.
There's a.
Where are you going to drop the barrels?
Where are we going to put the barrels?
Yep.
Okay, so. Do you remember where the ladder was?
Wait, let me check. It was right there.
Yeah, I just move. So just bring me. Move your characters where you want to put the barrels, and we'll go for it. And I'll draw some nice red X on the.
Okay. That's where.
Where am I? I'm trying to find where my character is. My token isn't on the thing.
Then put it.
No, there it is.
Yeah. Otherwise, just put it in.
Okay, so we set up the barrels. All right, so logically speaking, it would be each corner of this room.
So one here.
That would. Yeah, there.
Here.
In front of the guy.
Here and here.
Here. And here.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
also
now
brought my. Sorry, wait a minute. I also brought my robes. I'm not wearing them yet. I'm just ready.
Okay, while you're doing that, Okay, is the ladder set up again?
No,
No, it isn't.
no, it's not.
Alright. I tell you to wait here and hide with the barrels. I said I'm going to go up the sky.
Okay. There's still a whole bunch of coal, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna take the coal and I'm going to just pour it all over the fucking floor here.
All right.
And that's basically just going to act as the fuse that will light all of this up.
All right.
So there's going to just be the whole floor is just going to be evenly
Yeah.
covered in coal. And Ravi, you still got that rope I gave you?
Yep. I just somehow didn't search me, and but you don't want to know where I hid it, so here you go.
I don't care. So I cut off some segments of rope and I set those up with the barrels and the coal, and I turn all of that into basically a fuse.
Yes.
And I have the fuse just sort of go out, like because it's a long rope, so I might as well. So I have the fuse. Let's see. I'll hold this door open and carry the fuse all the way over to here.
So.
And
like this.
yes, and it's leading in there, and there's the fuse attached between the barrel there and the coal and all of that. So as soon as that fuse goes through, it's going to set off all the barrels, it's going to set off all the coal, everything's going to burst into flames, it's going to be a massive fucking disaster.
All right.
Yes. Okay, and I'll stand all the way over here. Ravi, you're going to want to stand right by me for this.
All right.
All right.
But I tell him before we do that, can we just I don't know go upstairs and take some information? Then I can go backstairs and you can blow out the shit up.
I think we've overstayed our welcome in this establishment.
Well, your last idea got me beaten and jailed, so if this next one gets me killed,
Speaking of, are you still injured?
Yeah,
yes.
Nobody healed him yet.
Okay, so while we're doing all this, I'll just use my Song of Rest, play on my harmonica a little, just chill him out and have him heal some damage.
But then he'll practically do nothing for 1 hour, so you'll have to do everything yourself, Shafnium.
Okay, that's fine. I'm used to just doing all the hard labor, I guess.
Visible anger.
I'm healing you. Fuck off. Okay. So, I also have like cure wounds, and I have other healing spells.
Yeah, but save them because who knows what's going to happen.
Right. So I'm just gonna use Song of Rest intermittently while we're doing all of this, and we're having short rests in between, and we're getting all this shit done. And after everything's said and done, I'm going to assume. I think it's safe to assume that after hours of work, Ravi's looking much better, and we're ready to light this thing.
He needs to roll the hit dice for the hit. How many dice does he roll?
How many can he?
5.
So if you
Okay,
want,
roll
you
5.
can roll all of them.
Just do it.
1.
Holy shit.
That's a 10. That's another 10, so I'm going to 20 out of 30. And another one.
Nope.
That's 21.
24. 28.
28. And I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
And
Full health.
Okay, so now that we're standing all the way over here,
Yeah?
I'm hoping that we're standing all the way over here.
Well, it
Let's
depends.
our
Move your
tokens
tokens. I mean, you have your tokens, gentlemen. Move them or die.
there. Okay, so Ravi, you're gonna stand near me, and then I'll use prestidigitation to light the end of this rope.
Well, yeah,
And,
I'll allow it, even though you actually have a torch, so you can just, use the torch. But yeah,
Either or.
I'll allow it.
I'll light it up with firebolt, but you know.
Okay, so it ignites, I'm imagining,
Yes.
and it starts going.
It does.
How fast is it going?
Kind of slowly, because it's a rope. It's not actually meant to be used as a fuse, but it's burning. You guess it might take 15 minutes before it's actually...
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to run out of here.
Yeah. How about we
Like-
go to the table and warn them?
Warn.
Yeah, the clergy at the very least, to pretend that we found out that the evil Keltos Shah is trying a terrorist action.
I mean, Ravendil, the tavern owner knows that you helped bring the alchemist fire down below. I hope you understand that. He knows.
We're not
Yeah.
going to warn anyone. We're going, you and me, we're going to
Leave
run
the
out
city.
of here. You and me, we're going to, you're still dressed in that cult robe?
I have it with me, but I haven't dressed yet.
Put the fuck on now. You and I, we're going to go up those stairs. We're each going to get a drink.
Yes.
Then we're going to flee. We're going to hide in an alley, throw up our disguises, and then we're going to go hide in our room so we have a fucking alibi.
You
Alright.
do realize the tavern keeper knows that Ravendil showed
Ravi.
up both as an adventurer and as a cultist. Like, Shaf
Okay,
knew...
so
Yeah.
Ravi, no matter what, you're screwed.
Yeah, no, Shav knew at least
Well,
as the
exact-
disguise of a guard. So technically it's a random guard, but Ravendil is screwed.
Well,
Yes,
there is a
but-
way out. There is a
That's
way
why I
out of
said-
this mess.
To warn them, to pretend that I tried, that I know the evil plans of the order. Basically, double agent.
I think before anything else, we should get the hell out of here because we have like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
actually counting time. Like, if you stay here for 15
Let's
minutes,
go,
you'll
let's
actually
go.
blow it up just, just to make it funny. So,
Let's go. Let's get out.
Alright.
you're back in the
Uh,
inn. It takes you 5 or 10 minutes to get back all the way up and what's not. But you're back. Everything looks fine. Nobody noticed anything. Well,
Okay, so the two of us, we get the hell out of there. We now leave. The two
Yeah.
of us leave.
alright.
And while we're outside, and can we find like a dark alley to hide in for a
Yeah.
moment?
Sure.
Okay.
But do
Here's
you
what's
want a
gonna
dark
happen.
alley with a view on the temple or not a view on the temple?
Let's have a view of the temple, but right now the goal is I'm going to get out of my guard uniform, put on my old clothes, and I'm going to dress up Ravi as the guard and disguise him as the guard.
Alright, so we will know who to blame. Yay.
Now you get to play the guard, Ravi. That's the plan. So now it's not so suspicious. Now he gets to be the random guard, and I get to go back to my room.
Well, so you wait, and after a couple of minutes, you look at the temple and you realize there is some thick smoke coming out from it.
Alright.
You realize it's starting to sink on one side, and then there's like a rumbling noise into that kind of ripples across the whole cemetery, and you have a feeling it's gonna be big. And basically what happens is that the resounding earthquake mixed with explosion kind of collapses a part of the temple and also sends rotten corpses to fly in the air as the cemetery blows open like a bubble. And
Oh my sweet.
mephitic exhalations from the dead bodies ignite the gas, And basically, it's like a scene out of hell, only with far less devils or demons and far more burning bodies and corpses and a stench, a horrible stench. But
Oh
it's
my
raining
God.
men. Hallelujah! It's raining men.
What have we done?
Okay, Ravi, blow the horn. You're dressed as a guard. You look like a
I
guard. I
know.
disguised you as one. Blow the horn and attract the guards here.
That's what I was going to do. So I blow
Yeah,
the
but
horn and I
give
ran to the
me.
temple.
You need to give me a disguise check to see how well you
I
disguise
don't have a
Ravi.
disguise.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
no,
it be,
it's
it would be me who's rolling
yeah,
it,
it's
right? Because
Shafnum
I'm
who rolls it for Ravi.
okay.
It's gonna be a while.
Ravi, keep your inspiration on hand.
Alright.
Okay.
No, because the only one who can reroll is you, Shafnum. So if you don't have inspiration yourself, yeah, no, it's not. It's
Fun.
fine. He's
It's
Oh,
perfectly
thank God.
fine.
like
totally
Ravandir
passed.
is more of a guard than you'll ever be, Shafnum.
Wow.
Okay.
Shit.
So basically, I go to the temple. I try to look for survivors, drag out the injured people, use
I
medicine
help
on them.
him.
Like that.
I helped him,
Yeah.
so I'll have an alibi.
Yeah, basically,
So-
full worried places.
Alright, so you go and you have them. Most of the priests kind of left by themselves, a couple didn't. You drag corpses out of the rubble, help other people, and it's basically a mess as more and more guards come and start to clear the area. And what are you looking for? Like, what are you still doing by the temple?
The two
Okay.
of us. Well, at this point, we're helping survivors out. We're clearing the bodies, and well, we already
Alright.
know exactly what the plan is here. We gotta inform the guards that a couple of guys in black cloaks decided to set off some explosives,
Yeah,
and
I
this
say
was
basically.
an obvious terrorist attack.
Yeah, I say that I look. I remove a symbol of Shah, and I say that I saw this somewhere near the rubbles. I'm
Who
saying
do
that
you
this-
tell this to, Ravandir? Like,
Oh,
do you go to your fellow guards or do you go up to a captain and be like, hey, I found this in the rubble, boss?
Yeah, I know that if I'm going to do that, I'm fine. So I don't do that to. Actually, who's the highest priest here?
Well, you look around a bit and you find an old priest who's probably the boss, and he's an elderly elf, so he's a really, really old elf, and
No, okay.
he's kind of delivering small prayers of mercy and healing the wounded, and
Okay. So basically, also while I was healing, did I find anything about anyone connected to the cult?
no, you did not. I mean, if you
Okay,
wanted
so
to,
kill
you
the-
would have to actually stay there for like a day. And, I mean, the temple is big and it collapsed. So maybe you would find something, but it would take you the better part of a day.
Okay. So basically, I talk to the priest. I tell him that I found this thing here. I'm not sure what it is. I play the dumb captain because I
Well,
don't know anything about religion.
The elderly priest looks at it, his lips thin, and he goes, he grabs it from your hand and breaks it in half and throws it on the ground. Those filthy priests of Shah, I knew it! They had an influence in this city. To hell with it. We're going to have to take matters in our own hands, faithful. And he basically looks at you and goes, because you're dressed as a guard, child, if I were you, I would find a place to weather the storm. And basically, he then turns around, calls to his side the other priests and clerics of the temple, and they start marching towards the keep.
Oh boy. So I message Shafnu and I say, alright, be prepared to fucking run. We're about to have a holy war in our hands.
I've got a huge grin on my face. I'm just sort of hopping in place, and I look like a giddy child. I'm getting out some weed, and I really want to see this. This shit's gonna be great, man. Let's follow them. Let's follow them to the keep. You're dressed as a guard. Tell some of the other guards what happened and tell them that they have God and religion on their side. This is gonna be fucking amazing. We can start a civil war.
Yeah, then I messaged him. Some of them are associated with Shah. If they find out I'm starting to say shit, they're going to stab me in the face. And they like my face. I don't like sharp pointy things on my face.
Don't worry, we'll be the ones behind them. Every step of the way.
Look, my god, you're gonna get us killed one day. You're like my fucking brother.
If your
Oh,
fucking brother was a party animal, then damn straight I am.
So,
Oh god damn it.
what do you do? Like, do you tell the guards, oh look, I think all of the clerics of the temple are marching to the keep to raise it to the ground, or do you go, yeah, no,
This takes time. Because I'm not gonna fuck with priests. With
I
angry
say-
priests. I know.
I say we start spreading it around. I say we start telling each of the guards that some cultists of Shah blew up the fucking temple. They're gonna set fire to the city. They're gonna destroy everything they can see. They're gonna blow this up. They're gonna blow this up. We start a fucking panic among the guards and tell them that the priests are going in order to inform the main guards about this and wipe out this terrifying cult. And we spread it around. I say we spread this shit around and get all the guards who aren't in on it on our side.
Alright, so give me a persuasion check.
Honestly, chaotic neutral my ass, chaotic evil, that's what you are.
22!
Perfect!
Yeah, I think he's very
So,
a master orator.
basically, Shavnium grabs a broken column, lands atop it, and goes, "People of Agladrin, do you want to be free? Or do you want to keep on living like slaves? Following the cruel wheels of a goddess of death and trickery." And he basically delivers this speech that sends people in a frenzy. And because the slums were nearby, a lot of curious people had come to look at the situation, and they are captivated by the words. So what happens is that Ravandil basically, from what I understood, kind of brings everyone up in a frenzy against the cultists of Shars and the government, correct?
Basically!
So,
Yeah, but like,
basically,
that's what the guy told me.
and most
played
of
a
the
good guard
guards,
and good job.
like most of the guards who are not in on the Shar stuff, agree. So there's basically this massive crowd of people, some with pitchforks, some with torches, guards with blades, and just moving on towards the keep. While the priests kind of wonder what's going on, because behind they wanted to go and find out, they wanted to go and have a civilized discussion, but now they're being pushed towards extermination of the enemy. They have the crowd going, "Kill them all!" So
God damn it, Shafnu.
basically, you're in the square, in the keep square, and there are some heavily armored guards on the other side of the keep square, and what looks like the lord of the place, who's a dwarf, a stocky dwarf, and he's looking down on the situation from atop the walls of his keep, and goes, "The fuck are you doing down there? Get the fuck back to work! And whatever the hell you think you're going to do, stop it right now." And,
Where am I in all of this?
well, I guess you and Ravandil are, in a corner watching it all unfold, but, not in the middle of it.
Okay, so I step off to the side where nobody's looking at me.
Yeah?
I cast disguise self so that I look like a small child.
Yeah?
I pick up a rock.
Yeah?
I dart to the front of the crowd, and I throw a rock at the Lord.
The Lord,
this guy is
wait,
a small
the Lord
child.
is standing on the walls of a keep. He's not close. You can throw the rock, but you're going to need to give me a natural 20 to hit him.
You fuck you, Rob.
I mean,
Do it.
he's far high. He's not.
I'm disguised as a child, but I still have my sling.
So you use your sling. Well, no, then just throw. I thought you were going to throw it with like a bare hand. Then it's a different thing. But yeah.
No, I'll use my sling while I'm disguised as a child and
Then
throw the.
go for it. Throw to hit. Yeah, no, you miss.
Wait, Ravi, you have inspiration.
Yeah, but the inspiration is for him if he fails a roll. He cannot give it to you.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm
Well,
not going
but-
to use my inspiration for this shit.
So
Wait a minute. Was the stone even close to the guy? Did it like soar right
no,
over his
it's
head?
kind of I mean, it's a one. It's basically you put the stone in the sling, you spawn the sling, and then the stone just falls down on the spot where you are, like between your feet.
Okay, can I try it again? Because
And the
I'm a
stone
fucking
kind
child?
of looks at you and judges you, like, why?
Can I try again because I'm still disguised as a child?
Yeah, you can. Just
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
yeah, just know that the stone is judging you. It's a bit better, but no. Like, you throw the stone, it sails in an arc, it hits the wall, and basically the scene was, while you were throwing the stone the first time and failed, the priest was, "We know the cultists of Shars are in the city! We demand action!" And the people behind are, "Blood! Blood! Blood!" And the Lord is like, "Please come down. There are no cultists of Shar in the city. Everything is fine. Be
Okay,
calm."
I'm gonna try again with the
And
Cestus
then
sling.
you throw the second stone, and you miss. And meanwhile, the Lord says, "If anyone attempts to attack my noble person or my keep, I will have you all killed." And the priest goes, "Those are not the words of a noble lord." And the crowd is, "We have been slaves for too long to the taxation of a nobles. Kill them all."
Still
So-
disguised as a child. I do it again.
Oh, yeah, you miss
I
again.
throw another.
So
God
I
damn
look
it.
at the. So while he does that, I just look at the other guys. I'm like, so either we can double out of here to protect you. What do you guys?
Who are you looking at? I didn't catch who.
Are there any guards near me? Like.
Yeah? I mean, they're kind of there, and guards stick together, and you're a guard, so you're sticking with them.
Okay. I just whisper at them. I have a bad feeling about this. What do you guys think? So
I
don't get
think
an-
currently the Lord is in his keep and was surrounded by angry, bloodthirsty commoners. So, I'm going to stick my sword in the Lord's face. Just, you know.
I'm gonna
so
try
let's-
again with my Cestus
Go
sling.
for it.
So they are not loyal to the Lord.
God
That's
damn
No,
good.
they're not. And basically, there's a kid. You see, there's a kid trying to throw a stone, but he's not really like. It's like ping. Nah, too low. So, but anyway, the Lord, the dwarven Lord looks down and sees there's a child trying to throw a stone, and Shafnium, you will now feel what it feels like to be a martyr to a cause. Because the
Okay,
Lord,
I'm-
without the barest amount of care about the fact that you're a child or not, just barks an order, and the archers on the walls open fire with their crossbows in your direction.
I grab the child and I just.
Yeah, no.
sprint
Wait a
He's
moment.
away.
I mean, this
Can I
may...
roll the dodge?
No, I mean, it's probably not going to kill you, so don't worry about it. But it's
Alright.
going to hurt. I mean, it would have killed a child. Like, a normal child would probably be dead.
I'll try and keep up my disguise, and I'll take the hit.
So,
I know
yeah.
it's gonna hurt, but I can take it. And now there's a child who's bleeding out on the ground in front of the crowd.
32 damage.
Is he dead?
I'm down.
So, basically, well, it's fine. You're down, but you're not dead, I guess. I mean, I rolled 787. Nice. So,
So yeah, I just grab the child
yeah, so
and I
basically,
look
the
angry and I
bolts
tell the other
sail,
guards,
they hit the child, and while he would normally return to being a high elf, you're quickly on him, Ravandil, so you bring him away, and all the crowd knows is that the Lord gave order to
Just
shoot a
shot
child.
a fucking child.
Yeah, so basically,
Yeah.
there's no, like, you bring him away while he's bleeding, and meanwhile, it's just chaos. Like, they're assaulting the keep, the priests are launching magic to burn the keep door down, and there's a carnage going on in the streets. In the meantime, you're in a side alley, Ravandil, and, I mean, Shavnium is bleeding, so give me a death save, the first one.
medicine check.
How do I roll death save?
Death save. There's in the character sheet, there's death save.
Oh. I succeeded.
Yeah, so the first one is a success. Now, Ravandil, do you stabilize him?
Yes. He may be an idiot, but he's my idiot.
So you
But
failed
I
the first row. So, Shavnium, give me another death save.
Okay.
You
I did
failed
not-
this one, so it's one success, one failure. Ravandil, try again. Stabilize it. Alright, now he's stable. Shavnium, you open your eyes and you hear the sound of battle going on. If you had
Well, I
blonde
hope you're
hair,
happy.
so if you had blonde hair and were a French woman, you would probably say, "Why am I not hearing the cannons fire?" But you're not a woman, and you're not blonde, and you're not French, so
Yeah.
Okay, so I look at Ravi and I tell him, Ravi, you gotta do something for me.
No,
gonna-
my God.
I've got
What?
a blunt. I've got a blunt in my side pocket. You gotta take that out, put it in my mouth, and light it. I can't move right now.
I mumble, I wish I could light you on fire. So just so I grab the blunt, I look at it, I take my finger and I just light it on fire. I'm like, fuck yeah, I have magic. I just put his mouth.
alright. So,
So I take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I exhale. I hear the sounds of chaos. I inhale the breath of calm. I am content.
Like,
So, while you're standing in a corner, the battle rages on, and at a certain point, the losses start to pile up. After a short while longer, the people in the streets, the crowd, kind of disperses because it realizes they're actually going up against mercenaries who know how to fight. And the guards do a decent job, but when things start turning sour, they just kind of disappear. Like, oh yeah, I was never a part of this. I never wanted to do it. It's not my fault. I didn't want to. Blah blah blah. And basically, there are lots of dead people right and left. But the lord of the city. Well, let's see. Percentage, high or low?
Hi.
Yeah, no, I retract my statement. It was an absolute success. Like, the keep is burning as the song of revolution marches on, and noble houses are burning down as servants slit the throats of their lords. And somewhere a
Oh
god
my-
of chaos and rebellion laughs and grins and smiles as, you know.
90 fucking 7!
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's done. It's a fucking done deal. Like, the Lord is killed and hanged from the keep, and people throw balls at him. Like, they take aim and they shoot crossbow bolts in his body, just to. And people are like, yeah, we showed them. Fuck yeah.
yeah, well, I also take off my. They're gonna kill me.
No, the guards gave a hand, so it's like, yeah, it's fine, let's drink together, let's murder more mercenaries. And,
So it's
but
fine. Like guards
basically,
are
yeah,
not.
no, it's fine. But basically, they also drag out noblemen and noble women, and they just kill them. They're like, yes, death to the rich man, glory to the. They look to the priest.
Alright.
Did
Well,
we
I
just
really like.
accidentally a communist revolution?
You know the
Let me
Paris
put it this
Commune.
way.
I mean, the Paris
let-
Commune. You start by killing the Lord, and then you just go downwards from there.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
just
the
realized something.
actual reason this is happening is because of taxes. Like there were a couple of things in the taverns you could have found out, and one of those was about the absolute way I mean, the nobles were pretty much reviled because of high taxation, and the lord in question was putting up even more taxes on it. I mean, there's a reason the slum sector is so big.
Oh my god. This is the French Revolution.
But anyway, you
Oh,
also rolled a
God.
97, so pretty much it goes your way. So
Are the
Uh,
cultists fucking dead?
if the Lord is dead, and if there was anyone else belonging to the cult, maybe they're alive, but they probably went deep underground. And if they're not alive, who knows? But the temple is burning down, and the
They're
temple
either
and the
dead
keep are
or
both burning.
gone.
Yeah.
They're either dead or they want
So-
absolutely nothing to do with this.
So
I
we
can't
Egladrin,
did
blame
it,
them for.
Safnir. We saved the city.
Yes, and Egladrin is now a free city, ruled not by noble men and women, but by a mayor, I suppose. Oh well, we'll discuss it. We'll deal with it. Maybe the priests will rule. Who knows?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the disguise. I'm going to find out either this session or the next, depending if we can. I'm
Yeah.
going to be charged now.
What?
And if
Yeah.
maybe I can take a slice of the pie.
Ah.
Because practice in Thumbix and I'm going out of there with a new war.
Well, obviously, what ends up happening is, let's see. I'm assuming that after everything's said and done, we have a chance to like sit down, and I have a chance to heal.
Yeah. I mean, the battle goes on for hours and hours. So by tomorrow, the fighting is mostly over. But the people who could escape did so. The people who died, and everyone turns to the temple men for counseling, because we're pretty much the only ones left with, the faith and the gods and whatnot.
All right. I have an idea.
But in the meantime,
Stop having ideas, please. your last idea caused the French Revolution. You're Robespierre or Napoleon or worse.
Listen. Now that this entire town has expunged the cult, what we can do is we can tell them that there is still a teleportation gate underneath the inn, and we can inform them of that, and we can tell them that if any of these asshole nobles and cultists escaped, they probably did so through there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. First, we're going to have to put an order, find the person in charge, organize a fighting force, and then inform them. Because right now it's chaos. I don't think anyone's gonna care.
Oh, I mean that's going to be very easy to do, Ravi, because well, you see, Ravi, we're going to become the mayor of this city.
Dun. This is basically the way the episode ends. If it was an anime.
yeah, it's like rolling credits in the people who no real human was killed or hurt in the making of this movie, and
We're going to take over the town.
Normally I would care, but no else were killed, so who the fuck cares? I mean, it's humans, so they're just gonna populate tomorrow.
I mean, it's kind of improbable you'll become mayors because the city is mostly dwarves and humans. So,
All right, mostly dwarves and humans, but if we disguised ourselves,
I mean,
as
the
humans.
problem is you'd actually need, Like at the moment, it's what's going to happen is that the priests are going to put up some kind of temporary government, and then they'll find a way to get people to elect some kind of spokesperson for them. But for the time being,
I mean, yeah, we can try that.
yeah, but for the time
we
being, you're putting the cart before the horses. So right now,
Yeah.
there's actually a problem to be solved, which is indeed the cult's teleportation circle, which you correctly identified. So the question is, how are you going to get over with it?
Oh, that's easy. We go to some would-be revolutionaries and we tell them the nobles escaped through there.
Yes, but the would-be revolutionaries are commoners. Wouldn't you rather...
That's. I try to find someone in the guard who is in charge. That's what I said. Who looks important.
Probably whoever's left and who isn't dead. I'll accompany you, Ravi.
Well,
That's why.
there's a human guard who looks old, and he's probably been there for a long, long time. And he's the guy everyone else is turning to for directions. And he's like, we will not tolerate any looting in our city. So make sure the artisan district is protected. We need that source of wealth. And if people want to kill nobles, let them kill nobles, because we clearly don't have the manpower for that.
All right. So I go to him and I'm like, "Sir, I found this adventurer. He has you need to.
Yeah?
Yes,
I'm
hello,
listening.
listen. There's a catacomb underneath a tavern, the Gentle Repose. It has a teleportation circle. Various cultists and nobles use that to escape. I think they're going to come back and cause more
I
chaos.
see. Well then, thank you
we
for
have
your
to-
information, citizen. We will send some guards to protect the place then. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And he actually does
Well,
that.
my job's done.
Yeah, he actually does that.
Competent leadership. I'm pleasantly charmed and surprised.
You are actually impressed. You're
Same.
like, shit. So,
This man's gonna be the mayor. He's my mortal enemy. Something like
so well, stop this here for now, and I'll leave you a suggestion for like next week. Try to remember how the fuck the teleportation circle works.
Oh
I
shit!
do remember. I think we did tell that in the last session.
Yep.
It was something
about-
like, "For the glory of insert
Yeah.
God here"
Yeah.
as a password.
Yeah, you'll have to be. You'll
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, exactly. So try
Yeah, I
to
can
remember
remember.
that, because you probably will need to go
Yeah.
through it depending on
I
situation.
think it was for the glory of the night priest sister, like Charles.
I mean, you'll probably see in the what am I saying? Yeah, if you look at the recording, you'll see like the other maps which have been prepared, and so I'll just show you the word map, just because I actually like the.
Oh,
So if you look on the right, there are
Yeah.
Where
it's
are
the-
we?
there are two pieces of paper, because it's the only way to put names down. So
Where? Can you do that again? We're here.
yep, Egladrin.
where?
See,
I can't find it.
it's
It's
to the
we're
right.
at- We're at Egladrin, and we're
Yep.
like right to the right of it.
No, it's a this small symbol
sorry,
here.
I
It's a
just
city
realized.
symbol. Yep.
Ah, yeah, I see.
okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah, you need to zoom a bit to see the most of the stuff, but yeah,
What's that square above it?
it's another city called
Oh, there.
Wadun. She's here.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Egladrin is in fucking chaos right now because. of
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we've done.
exactly. We're like, shit. But you know, if you go a bit south, there's even the Castle of Horror. Or to the right, the Tower of a Wyrm Queen. So, I guess it's normal.
I
So
think.
is that what you made? You made
So what I basically do is I allow Dungeon to generate a random map, and then I put the story behind the map. So,
Ah,
I mean, I would never be able to
That's
draw this
interesting.
stuff, so it's...
yeah, still. I mean, on the other hand, I have to change some parts of
Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah, exactly.
in favor.
And
Like,
sometimes you just by the name you get like, oh, we have P-Ford, the city of ghosts, because I guess people pee themselves so much that they just ghosts.
I mean, at least some of the names are cool.
Yeah, like
I like some of these.
the Dread
Yeah.
Warrens of a Gargoyle Duchess, the March of a Broken Crown, Bay Falls.
What a charming little place.
Yeah. The Desolation of Nerga, the Abbey of the Fallen, Ghost Tower.
Is that Klein or Lane? Like next to what?
I don't know, but there is the Tomb of Horrors if you want to visit it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
There's even the Temple of Elemental Evil somewhere. And the Keep
Somewhere.
of Chaos.
Well, for now, I think we should stick in the town that we've basically just turned upside down.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
good idea.
And, well, I guess we should also track down the rest of these fucking cultists. And maybe we should get some looting done and try and get back some of the gold that we spent. Because there's some noble houses that were just fucking obliterated. Can we try looting some of these houses with the crowds?
You actually...
It's not like...
Yeah, no, you actually can. You'll just... We'll go with percentage. So give me a high or a low.
Hi.
Yeah, no. No. Basically, you were really great at convincing the people, but the people were so excited they basically came before all of you, so there's nothing left to loot. Like, you...
Late to the party.
Yeah, you were late, like...
Are there any like signet rings? Anything that
I mean,
doesn't
anything
seem
of value
valuable?
has been taken. The only thing that remains are like really bulky furniture that nobody wants to bring out, and
Does the furniture have like gems or anything
No.
stuck in them?
some of that furniture has even been broken just to make sure nobody else would get it.
Okay. All right. So we're a little late to the party, which
Yeah.
means that we're probably not going to be able to make back the gold that we spent on this affair. Ravi, you owe me 75 gold, by the way.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a debt for the fact that you beat me up, got me in jail, nearly killed, and you have me beaten up.
Okay,
So, yeah.
fine. Keep the gold.
We're even. I'm not going to stab you in your sleep, and you're not going to ask me for any. Deal?
Okay, in that case, let's open up an apothecary
But
and
we've
deal some drugs.
well, so we'll finish this here now. So try to remember the password for the arcane thing, because and let's hope next session there are more people, because next session is probably going to be either combat or well, maybe not. Depends on how you roll with it.
I
Yeah,
like how
just,
left
post
to,
some-
I like how the two high elves left to their own devices started this pseudo-communist revolution, just killed all the fucking nobles,
Yeah,
spread the wealth.
I mean, it's the wonders of rolling percentages. Sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't, sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't.
And I just have this imagination deleting a large part of files, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah, actually, I mean, there was regulation office and a shop, which are probably never going to be used, and yeah, I'm a bit sad about it, but it's fine.
it's fine. You
Yeah,
can use them in other cities.
yeah. I mean, the shop probably. The regulation office, I
I
mean,
remember the guy escaped, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not in the city because the other got burned by some assholes," and you're like,
yeah, no,
Recently.
maybe I'll reuse even the regulation office. I mean, you'll probably be seeing it in the recording, because right now I'm just, I'm looking at the maps. So if you look at the recording in the last minutes, you'll probably see the places I'm talking about. But yeah, it's fine. I'll just go back, show a bit of it, just so people can see, and yeah, alright. Oh, so... yeah, okay. Well
Okay.
then,
This is going to be a really juicy something like a Wayne's World or Ted and Wayne's Adventure.
I mean, it depends. It always depends on the mood. Like, if players want to have it done quickly, they can do it quickly. If they want to see a bit of a world, I can show them a bit of a world. And if they want to get lost fucking dragons, then no. I'm not allowing you to fuck dragons. Sorry.
Okay, I mean that's relevant. I mean, considering I have draconic heritage, some of my family already fucking dragons, so you know.
Yeah, I know. Well then,
I'm just very pleased with the outcome of the events that have taken place today.
Yeah, and I just love the fact that Rawan found out that he very nonchalant about it, like man.
yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, I mean, I should say something about like some of underneath stuff, but I'll keep it to myself because I actually enjoy more when you misunderstand something and end up in completely different places from where you should have gone, because then it's honest, like it's an honest thing done by the players. So
Yeah, and I just have a question. If, say, by any chance we meet an angry god or evil god like Siri, is he going to know what we did?
well, technically, it depends because the main problem is that yes, the gods know, but they do not interact. Like the problem is that even if you were to burn down, like you burn down a temple right now, a temple of many gods, you probably pissed them off a little bit, all of them. But you're not going to get cursed because of it. Because again, gods do not directly intervene. But, and this I'm saying it just so it's clear what may happen. If a priest
Yeah, I mean,
asks,
I do know that.
I mean, a priest can ask an augury. They can summon
Yeah, that's
forth,
different.
they can track down who did it. They probably will. So, you did a
Yeah.
good thing, but you better fucking run.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. After we basically show that there's an order here, we just get up a lot of town.
Alright. But that's it
And
for today. My throat is leaving me and I need my voice tomorrow. And well, see you next week. Hopefully with more people. I'll probably resume the recruitment drive to get a couple more people to join.
then we get the level up.
Yeah, no, you don't, because now you're level 5. You level up once every 2 sessions. And once you're level 8, it will be once every 3 and so on.
Ah, okay. Because, you know, I just
Okay, so
realized how
next
much
session.
speed with the
Yeah.
stuff.
Well then, see you lot next week then.